Hey guys, this is Christina Selena reporting from two parts of the world.
And today we're going to do a diagramming exercise again, and we're going to talk about Mies van der Rohe building the Barcelona Pavilion in Barcelona. Oh, it was designed by Mies and a woman. Oh, okay. Okay, all right, guys. I just looked up this building real quick because I just wanted to find some more information before we talk about it. If you haven't seen our Women in Architecture video, go watch that because this is another example where this building was designed by Mies van der Rohe and Lilly Reich, and only he's really credited for it. So, um, anyway, so it was for the 1929 exhibition, international exhibition. So basically, there was these huge exhibitions, like I don't know, don't remember. I think it was like every year or every 4 years or something, where each country would like build a pavilion. So this still happens, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah. So this
But I
still
think now
happens.
they do. No, but now they do like big ones, I thought.
Yeah.
Like they do World's Fair.
Yeah. Oh, it's the World's Fair. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so basically the point of this gathering or whatever is that each country designs or like showcases like where they're at and like how technologically advanced they are and stuff like that. And this building actually, it looks super modern. Even today you could imagine it being designed to like right now. It's super timeless. And
Mm-hmm.
well, that's kind of why so these exhibitions are actually temporary, but they actually rebuilt it again like years later because it was so iconic in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why we actually did study this building. I think at least I did quite a lot because I took a whole course on Barcelona. But I think it is definitely a building that's like super like popular in architecture
Minimalist.
school. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Definitely.
so first, so these type of videos, we would also like to talk a little bit about our trip, that we like, why we went there and why we wanted to visit this building, because like whenever we travel we like to look at architecture in that city. um so this actually was funny. So Christina, you tell your part of the story about how you wanted, like why you wanted to go to Barcelona.
So I guess like before I'm not sure if you even work there yet.
I
But
don't think
so the
so.
way Drexel's program works, um, like you can structure your schedule where you can take, because it's part time so that you can finish your degree full time, and if you structure it correctly and take three courses, which is the max you can take, um, for a part-time student, because that's I think 12 credits. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
12 max 12 credits. So if you take it three classes at a time, then you should be able to free up your summer before thesis, which is what I wanted to do. And also so that I don't take any other courses while I'm taking thesis,
Mm-hmm.
because thesis itself counts as 8 credits. So eight credits each quarter, which now the system has changed, but I was the last year that they were doing the old program, I guess. Um, so for like 2.5 years, I was struggling, like forcing myself to take three classes per quarter, so that I could free up my summer before thesis. And I wasn't supposed to, like, I didn't actually need to do that, but then my advisor, which screwed up like a lot of people's schedules, screwed up mine, and I didn't
Not very
realize that she
popular.
had put classes. Yeah, I didn't realize that she had put like classes with my thesis course when we first created the schedule. Yeah, so like I was just like, oh shoot, like I need to like take three classes instead of like for 1 year straight or like 2 quarters straight. Like I need to take it for like 2.5 years straight so that I can like move these classes out. Um, so I finally did it and whatever, and like I had this whole plan that the office that we were working at had a office in Barcelona, and I was going to ask if I could intern there for the summer with my like during my free summer. And
Mm-hmm.
so me and Selena started becoming friends, and she's a year ahead of me, so that summer would have been like after she just graduated. And we were just like, this should be a plan. And
Yes.
we were like, what? No, you were thinking the same thing? And so we made like a pact or whatever that we would ask together, and like a ride or die situation. Like it's either we go together or we don't. I mean, like, what are you gonna do if just one of us goes? You know,
Yeah.
like.
Which actually that was like something they suggested. Like so in this office, I feel like they really like to give us opportunities and stuff. Actually, at this point, I had already told them that I was quitting and that I was going to go do my master's. So it was kind of like one of those situations where I was like, well, why would they do something for me at this point if I'm leaving anyways? But we still went and asked, and we're like, well, you know, we've been with the company for multiple years, and we really think it would be like such a good experience to go see how, you know, things are working there. And, you know, because they do things like really differently. I would say Spain is like really opposite of our office in the States. Just a different mentality, different like work style, I guess, different work culture. And so we just told them like, yeah, we just want to go experience this culture. Like we're working on projects with this office, like on the same project. And also, you know, we don't know these people like really well. We knew like one of them because she would come back and forth a little bit. And another like winning point was like, well, you know, the like communication is just better when you know people, but also like the people in the Spain office, their English wasn't like perfect. It was pretty good, but like, you know, there's just some situations where there was a language barrier, and having us there would also like, you know, up the quality of that office, I guess, in a way. I don't know, we're really trying to sell it.
The quality control. Like I guess it's like, how do you communicate with people if you don't know how their how their workflow is, or you know what they do. Like I think that after we went, I think we had a much better understanding of how their office like worked, and like how like a personality to like a name kind of a thing too.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it more personal, and like I feel like people are way friendlier also if you like, not that they were unfriendly, it's just a thing, but and so
and our boss both learned a lot from each other. Like not me and you, like me, us and them.
Yeah, for sure. And also like we were just adding like new standards to our drawings, and like we were doing it in our office. So when I went there, actually like one of my biggest tasks was like to update their drawing standards. So it was just easier to personally tell them like, this is how we do things now. Anyway, so when we asked, yeah, exactly. Because like if you just tell people to do stuff, it's like, okay. But yeah, when we asked, they were like, all right, well, we don't want to send you together, but we can send Christina for 2 weeks and Selena for 2 weeks rather than both of us for a month. And I was like, what am I going to do in Barcelona by myself? Like, I don't know people there. Like, I'm just going to go out to eat by myself, visit buildings. Like, traveling alone is a thing, but, like, I think for a month it's, like, or even for 2 weeks. And we also said, like, well, maybe, like, I mean, Spain is a pretty safe place, but, like, a lone young woman traveling by herself is also, like, kind of an issue. And, yeah, in the end, they said yes, and we got to go for a whole month together.
And we didn't kill each other.
Almost, but not quite. We actually had like a...
She almost threw me off a roof. But, you know.
I was on my period.
That's a thing that she likes to do.
Yeah, I like to throw Christina around. But actually, I think they were kind of hoping that we would get sick of each other. And then, like...
But I think we just got really close.
Yeah. But we also, like, Skyped one of our coworkers, but it was, like, because of the time difference, it was pretty late, and, like, Christina was Skyping, and then I was, like, next to her wearing matching pajamas, and he was like, oh my god, like, you guys didn't kill each other yet? We're like, nope.
We had to share the same bed, we couldn't kill each other.
Exactly. So also during our trip, something, like, since we had a month, which sounds like a long time, but actually, like, if you're working full time, just having like 3 or 4 weekends, and you're probably traveling like 2 of them, we felt like everything we wanted to see, it just wasn't enough, because for architecture, Barcelona is like amazing. And if you ever go to Barcelona, make sure you schedule out like more than just 3 days, because it's not happening in 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, I brought my parents like a couple months ago, and that was like a weekend, like just a week, exactly a weekend. It was really hard for them to see everything.
Christina made a spreadsheet of times and where they're going.
I wanted to be efficient. I've never done that before. I was
She wants to
pulling
be
a Selena.
Exactly. So we kind of decided at this point, like we usually got out of work, I feel like at 6 or 7, depending on how long our lunch
Yeah, we worked like overtime.
Yeah. So at that point it was like, all right, we still got to eat and we still got to like, we want to visit at least one building a day to like, or like one area a day, like one neighborhood a day or something. Cause there's also a bunch of cute neighborhoods that like you could just kind of stroll around, like eat dinner there and then go see that neighborhood. And also we wanted to party because like we're in Barcelona. Like, come on.
We drank a lot of coffee.
Yes. The coffee there is really good. So that's good.
Yeah. So when we went, we were able to go during the day, like earlier during the day because we didn't start working yet. This was like probably the day right after we landed. And like honestly finding this building was a little hard because it was kind of like off the beaten path, which is really sad because I feel like a lot of people miss it, and I feel like people would only know about it if they like did like extreme research and not like it wouldn't be like your top 10 touristy things to see in Barcelona, you know?
Yeah. And I went there, like, I guess it was probably 1 or 2 summers before that. I went there and I had a hard time finding it again. I was like, it's here, I swear it's here. And I'm like looking at Google Maps, like, it's here.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh, I have to pay to go in? How about you just go in yourself? So as you can see, guys, here's me going in by myself.
All the selfies. And I was like sitting in the park, like, how long is she going to take? Yeah, actually we did like, so when I went with class, I did like a sketch of it. As you can see, I'm not a good sketcher. I'm not a good drawer, but I also took some notes. And that's actually some of the things I wrote was like, I did not like the setting of the pavilion because it was like, so there was like the main stairs. I forget that building up there. What's it called? I don't remember. It's by the, so if you ever want to find it, I would just Google it, but it's by like the old bullfighting ring, which is like now illegal there. So it's like a mall. And then like on the other side, there's like these escalators to go up to this palace or something. So you don't have to take the stairs, which is nice. I hate stairs.
Wait, actually, when I took my parents, I was like, we're going to go all the way up there. And they were like, up there? And I was like, yep, we're going to walk all these stairs. And then, like, because you couldn't see the escalators because it was covered by the bushes. And then, like, we kept walking. I was like, just kidding, there's escalators. Because it's not a thing. Like, there's escalators, like, out in the open. Like, not being covered or anything like that.
Yeah. It's
so, like, weird. It can operate, I guess, even when it's wet. I don't know if it stops when it rains, but...
I don't know. But, yeah. Anyways, so you go, like, up a little bit, and then you go... There's, like, this park, which is just sand... I don't know, it's like a sandy, like, kind of that dirt park with, like, a grass square in the middle, I guess. And then, like, way at the end of that, and there's, like, bushes and trees, so you really, it's not a clear view if you're going up to the main tourist attraction to, like, take that right and see that pavilion. So, it was also, like, really, really crowded when I went. And, like, this is supposed to be, like, I feel like a tranquil place where there's, like, these two, like, reflecting pools and, like, and all the photos. I feel like this is a lot for architecture. It's, like, so empty and beautiful and, like, oh, I could just sit there and, like, enjoy. But then you're there and it's, like, so many people, you don't have a clear view.
Well, luckily when I went, I was the only one.
Yeah, that was weird, actually. All right, so we are going to start sketching. So once again, Christina and I didn't really talk about like what we're sketching. We're just gonna sketch what we think about the place, or like, I mean, I feel like we both studied it, so we might be sketching the same thing, but we'll see at the end, I guess, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
guys, we're back. So, so this is my sketch. So I did a section and a floor plan. So they're connected, as in like I basically drew it off of one another so they line up. And as you can see here, this is the reflecting pool, and then this part bumps up. That's like the structure roof over this space, and it sinks back down. And I just felt like how this movement of going down and up, I felt like it made a very balanced plan, very purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the floor plan for that. And I showed this is the pool, and that's also the pool, which is this and this. And although in floor plan you don't actually see the structure going up, I wanted to show that here because I felt like it delineated like public, private, and semi-private spaces. So here's a crosshatch that shows the private space, and this was like the bathrooms, and it was like kind of sealed off behind this reflecting pool. And in this space right here, it was more of like a living room gathering area, which I felt like was semi-private because it was still very open and like glassy. And then this is another reflecting pool. So reflecting pool areas, I felt like there was like a really nice flow from each entrance, like to these pools and through these pools, not like in the pools, but like around them. And I think that's the circulation for it. Okay.
Yeah. So also to mention something about your diagrams, the pools are like this deep, actually, like they're just a few inches deep, but I feel like they, like, even though they're not that dramatic, they're like, they have that, like, a different feeling of the space.
Mm-hmm. Like, I saw that they're very shallow, but I still felt like they gave like a push and pull balance in the space.
Mm-hmm. So this is also something interesting when you're doing diagrams. Christina put like everything in one diagram, which is fine, and it's like really clear. But the way I did it, actually, I put everything in like a separate diagram, basically almost not really saying the same thing, but like, you know, pretty similar, I guess. So the first diagram, I really don't like this one. It's a promenade. So the entrance is here. So you come in, you have like this view, right, of the pool. And you're like, oh, that's cool. But you can never like when I went and sat in this corner, but you had to like balance like on the edge of the pool to get there. And I was scared somebody would yell at me, but they didn't. So that's where I took the sketch from, because I feel like that's like the nicest view is like across that pool. I felt like it was a bit of like a loss. Like you don't get that view normally. And you kind of come here and you see the view of the covered space. And then you go in and you see like that statue that's like this, or I'll just put a picture. Don't need to reenact it. And then you see that, and that's like the star moment, I feel like, because everything is framing that view. That's another thing Mies is really good at, is like framing views, or like he also really likes that the structure and like the planes don't match like this. They kind of do something like this, which is why the plan, like, you don't really get a feeling for this, like the overall shape of it, and that's why Christina like didn't draw it according to the plan, more according to the feeling. Yeah, this is just water versus not water, easy. So yeah, this is the circulation, and as you can see, there's like this whole space. So this is like bathrooms or shed or something. And this whole space is kind of like unused in the sense of like you don't go there, you just look at it. So you kind of make like a loop and then you're done. You enter kind of where you exit probably. And I guess this space draws you more than this space at the beginning. I don't know. At least that was my experience there. Other people have other experiences. Here, it's kind of similar to what Christina did. It's, for me, rather than public and private, mine was covered and open. So these are the closed spaces, as in like you're sheltered from the elements. This lighter hatch is you're just covered, so you're like halfway inside, but there's no walls. And yeah, this is the outdoor spaces. So the pool, like past the indoor space, is also an outdoor space, which is also pretty interesting. Yeah.
Wait, so I actually forgot to mention that this whole pavilion is lifted up the ground. Like, I know we talked about how there's like stairs like leading up to the space on both sides, But so from like the ground floor, like all you would see is like you wouldn't see the reflecting pools at all. You would just see like I guess that part of the structure that pops up. And so whichever entrance you choose to approach this, as soon as you get up, it's kind of like a nice element of surprise. That's like also calming, because like water naturally makes us feel very like calm, and like because it's like one
And
of
that's
our
why they can charge you for it.
and it's like back to like natural instincts, and that's why like oceans make you calm as well. So like Selena was like on the side going like, no, I'm kidding. Like so it sounds like the ocean.
Not do that. I wanted to make Christina a nice experience, even if I didn't go in with her. Let's clarify. I did not do that, guys. I'm not that weird. Come on.
All right. Well, this is just one of the many buildings that we saw on this trip. But we figured that since it wasn't like a more common building that people like heard about, that it might be interesting to show you guys. And so that next time you guys go to Barcelona, you guys can go see it. And we are not sponsored to do this.
Sponsored by Barcelona or what?
I don't know, by the Barcelona Pavilion.
Oh, yeah. Sponsored by Mies.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely worth seeing. And I think the entrance, it wasn't so expensive. It's just
it was like €5.
Don't. Yeah.
It was like €5.
Yeah, for students especially, a lot of things are really cheap in Barcelona. So if you go, you should definitely go see it. And you do have to kind of find it. So make sure you look up where it is. This is like probably one of our series that we're going to do is just talk about, some buildings we've seen on our travels. We'll probably have some more about Barcelona. Since we were there for a whole month, we did see a lot. So if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. And
until next time.
Bye.
Bye.